is the sun. With education, enlightenment, they would be empowered. And they would be creators of history, not merely its victims. So the poem ends with a burst of color and light, a sharp contrast to the bleak and dim atmosphere with which it began, of the slum children, the classroom. The poet says that such education will empower them. Even they too would have equal opportunity, be enlightened, speak the language of the sun, and be the writers, creators of their own history. So let us try to understand once again what has the poet tried to convey through this poem. So the main theme of the poem, Elementary Classroom in a Slum, is to highlight the plight of the underprivileged children that are the so-called beneficiaries of the government-funded education. Although the poem is a sharp commentary on the striking divide between the classes of society, it ends on an optimistic note, believing that there still exist visionaries in society who will hearken to the cause of the less fortunate in our societies. So there is a ray of hope, there is a ray of positivity. The poem has a universal appeal. Although Spender was British and the political background of the poem stemmed from the discontent in United States, the subject is not restricted to any one country. We can see such examples of social injustice taking place in any part of the globe. And as such, the poem is highly significant for us in the Indian context too. With greater awareness will come greater actions to implement change that will change the lives of the downtrodden of the nation. So, we have tried to understand this poem, but then if we look at the literary devices in the poem, the poem is full of literary devices. So let us appreciate the poem once again. This poem is written in free verse, variable, unrhymed lines. There are many metaphors in the poem. One example, gusty waves. The privileged children are compared to gusty waves, energetic, exuberant and forward moving. You will look for further examples in the poem. Then simile, like rootless weeds. There is a pun. The boy is reciting the lesson. It's literal. But the figurative meaning is he's more prominently reciting his father's disease, repeating his father's disease, the genetic disorder of twisted bones and deformity, which has passed from generations to generations. Symbol, squirrel game, fun outdoors to escape the dull classroom, and probably freedom. It stands for freedom from the slum surroundings. Repetition, break, oh break, open till they break the town. Then there is alliteration, far, far from. So these are few examples of literary devices used in the poem. You are going to find out more in your assignments. Thank you. Hope you understood the poem and appreciated the poem also. That's all for today's session.